Hi guys, I know I'm a little bit early today, but today is a multi-part because we are doing a mom recipe. So this is a Momma Lorraine recipe, and it was brought to my forefront of making this for you from a post from one of my groups that I thoroughly enjoy, which is called I Cook Mexican Food. And one of the guys today posted pictures of string beef tacos. So this is a very long process. It's about a 3-hour cook. So we've got it starting. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to read the original recipe for you. And when we come back on, when it's ready to string, then I will tell you my mom's secret weapon. Yes, I know. My mom had a secret weapon. So when it came to tacos. But anyway, so I'll tell you all about that later on this evening at my normal time, which is about 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, depending on how well this cooks. You can see it's in the big blue pot. So what's the big blue pot for? Low and slow, heavy duty soups, stews, that kind of stuff. All right, so basically what we're making tonight is stringed beef for tacos. But since I didn't have beef, I thought I'd give it a shot with pork. Now, I've never made this recipe with pork before, so it's either going to be delicious or it's going to be gross, one of the two. But how it can be gross just because I changed the meat out, I don't believe it's going to be gross. I think it's actually going to be really, really, really good. So, the story of the Mom Cookbook. This is the Mom Cookbook. When I was in culinary school, back when I was in home economics, one of the things, back then we didn't have the Food Network. We didn't have, all we had was the great chefs on PBS. We had, I believe, Graham Kerr, the Galloping Gourmet. We had Julia Child, and that was about it. So we didn't really have, we had a few cooking magazines. There really wasn't anything like there is now with the Food Network and all of that other stuff. But when I was watching the Great Chefs of the Southwest series, one of the things that was kind of a repeat of all of the great chefs that were shown in that series was that they took a recipe from their mom and they made it gourmet, or they made it fancy, or they upped it or something. But it was, it was that home cooking value to it that made it like their best recipe. Like, there's so many chefs nowadays that say the same thing. That was something that my mom made. When you saw the movie Ratatouille, and the critic, the mouse makes him ratatouille, and the chef is transported to his childhood, and that's what you want. You want that visceral heart reaction to a food. And if a food isn't giving you that, wow, this is good for my heart, this is good for my body, this is good for my soul, why are you eating it? And, so much of our food that we have today is so processed and so full of chemicals and is so dead. Eat stuff that's beautiful and full of life and fills you full of happiness. So anyway, so back to culinary. So I'm in cooking school, and I'm taking all of these cooking classes as part of my degree to become a dietitian. And like I said, out of the class of 25, there's only about 4 of us who really truly understood food and knew how to cook. So, I'm watching these chefs, and these chefs are talking about these meals that their parents made and their mom made, and how they learned to cook from their mom and all this other stuff. So I give my mom this tablet, and I said, Mom, would you be so kind as to write me down my favorite recipes so that I'd always have them? So, and I'm discovering that my first cousins, their moms cooked similar recipes because they were all sisters, and so when I make these recipes, I get a lot of responses from my immediate family telling me, oh my gosh, I remember that, or my mom used to make something like that, or your mom, or coming to your house, or whatever. And and so there's a lot of good memories floating around with the recipes in this book. So anyways, the recipe that we're making tonight is string beef for tacos or burritos. So this is her original recipe. 1 chuck or 7 bone roast. Good luck at getting that for less than 20 bucks nowadays. Yee, and I know butchers. Yeah, so that's why it's being made with pork. 4 or 5 large cloves of garlic, 1 medium onion, salt and pepper, and optional 2 teaspoons of pickling spice. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with pickling spice has cinnamon, allspice, mustard seed, coriander, bay leaves, ginger, chilies, cloves, black pepper, cardamom, mace, and this one has sulfiting agents, probably just to keep it from like still being shaky. And because there's not enough red pepper flakes, and I can't get enough of red pepper flakes, I got more red pepper flakes. So I threw some of that in there, as well as the salt and the pepper, and the cloves of garlic and the onion are in there right now. So let's keep on going. So note, do not trim fat or debone roast. It adds flavor. Remember that. Fat and bones equal flavor. Put roast into pot. Cover with water. Bring to boil. Lower heat till scum forms. Clean off scum. Add garlic, onion, salt, and pepper. Bring back to boil. Lower heat and cook uncovered until meat is tender enough to tear apart with 2 forks. A couple of hours. Granted, you can throw this into your Instapot and you can have it in about 45 minutes. But the low and slow version is just 1,000 times better. I'm sorry, I've tried it both ways. Low and slow on this one. Juice should be reduced to about 1/3 by this time. Take meat out of liquid, save liquid, very important. Tear meat apart, debone, and return meat only to liquid. Cook until meat absorbs all the liquid. Now you can leave it a little on the juicy side and then you end up with what we call birria. But if you let it cook all the way down, then you have what's called string beef. Same diff. Okay, if you like, you can remove some of the fat before you return meat to liquid, which is what I'm going to do, and adjust seasonings and serve. So let's take you over to the pot and let me show you what's going on. Okay? Come with me. Come with me. Okay, we're going to flip you. We're going to flip you. Okay, so in here you can see that I have removed the scum. And basically what the scum is it's kind of the blood and the bits and some stuff that is part of the beef process, or actually the cooking process. And you just scum, and you just remove it because it boils up and it's gross. Okay, so as you can see, I've got chunks of pork in here. I've got chunks of onion. I've got whole heads of garlic. Like, I just rough cut them. I didn't want to make them too, see, garlic. And then I've got the allspice, or the pickling spice. And can you see the little mustard seeds floating on there? And then you can see the little allspice. So this is allspice. And it just adds this little perfect flavor. And then we've got some bay leaves. And that's adding some flavor as well. And so this is just going to cook, and it's going to cook, and it's going to cook. So I'll be back in a couple of hours, and I will tell you the taco story. We'll shred this stuff up, and we'll make ourselves some lovely tacos for dinner. So have your toothpicks ready. Yeah, that's involved. And I'm wondering, do I have any corn tortillas? I don't know if I have corn tortillas. Do I have corn tortillas? I think I do. I don't know. I might have to go get some corn tortillas between now and part 2. But anyway, so that's what we're making tonight. We're making string beef for tacos. Well, actually string pork for tacos. We're going to leave it a little on the juicy side because I personally like it a little on the juicy side. And we're going to make some tacos. So that's Mom recipe for tonight. part 1, and I'll see you in a couple of hours when this stuff is all ready to shred. And then I'll tell you the taco story. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, the cliffhanger. Don't forget, y'all. Love ya. See you in a couple hours. All right, bye for now.